Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, another episode of 10 years ago. It's November, which means it's the Survivor Series. It's one of only 3 DVDs that I bought this year, the other 2 being Vengeance and SummerSlam. And I personally have good memories of this show. I haven't watched it for a couple of years. I want to tell you what's happened between here and No Mercy, but there really wasn't anything of significance. So we'll get on with the show. That'll save us 10 minutes of the video. It's still going to be really long. So in the opening contest, Spike Dudley, Buyrate, Dudley, and Jeff Hardy defeated 3-Minute Warning and Rico in a good tables match. This match starts off with Jeff launching Bubba to the outside. And then he launched to the outside himself, yeah. In sort of, Bubba's, the poetry in motion that the Hardys used to do, they do that. Hardy goes over the top, and you're so sure that while he's in midair, he's actually going to miss 3-Minute Warning on the outside. He looks like he's got enough hang time to actually go over the top of them and into the crowd. That's quite fun. After the weather from both Spike and Jeff, Rosie tries to spear Spike through a table. Spike moves out of the way. Rosie plows into the table, completely no-sells the effects of going through the table, which is fun. Spike plays face in peril for a moment before going through a table after a double reverse suplex. The heels work over the 2 faces for a while until Bubba can get a Bubba bomb on Jamal. On the outside, Rosie has been setting Jeff up on the outside on top of a table. But Bubba makes the save. He puts Rosie on the table. Jeff, remember the Royal Rumble 2000? Goes up into the bleachers, hits the Swanton Bomb through the table. Looks impressive, still looks great to this day. But at the same time, you're left with that. I've seen this before. In fact, I've seen it from that exact same position before. Inside, the heels work on Bubba. Rico goes up top and clearly shouts, "Come on, Jeff! God damn it!" That has been cut off. This version of the event, but I remember it so very clear because I take this live on the night, and I remember watched it many times. I remember it so clear. Jeff knocks her off Rico. Didn't see it coming, honestly, I didn't. Bubba tries to hit a belly to back suplex through the table, but Jamal moves it. Jeff hits a horrible looking rail runner. It's so awful. And then he runs into a table that Jamal is holding up. That doesn't count though, believe it or not. I would think that seeing as Jamal's holding the table, Jeff's gone through the table, that counts as elimination, but it just doesn't, which is strange, isn't it? Anyway, Bubba tries to hit a blow. Oh, done that bit. Row runner through the table, goes through, it doesn't count. So he puts Jeff on. Yeah, there we go. So I'm thinking that was meant to count as elimination. So he puts and gets another table out, puts Jeff on it, who offers absolutely no resistance, and then splashes him off the top rope, which looks fucking nasty. I've got to be honest. So it's Buyrate versus Jamal and Rico. Bubba puts Rico on a table and goes up top, but Jamal stops and predictably eats a bomb through the wood. 1-1. It's Bubba and Rico, the only ones left. But the heels won't leave. They're evil bastards. They start to beat on Bubba until dun dun dun. How long has it been since the brand extension? 6-7 months. Dun dun dun. 2 failed singles pushes, resulting in Devon Dudley coming out, reforming the Dudley Boys. 3D through the wood. That eliminates Rico. Bubba is the sole survivor and the winner. Somehow Rico's busted open from this. I think he catches his elbow or his arm on the edge of the table maybe as he comes out. But let's put it this way: he's left in a pool of his own blood, which is fun times. It's not a bad match. The crowd are shit hot because we're at Madison Square Garden. I probably should have mentioned that at the start of the vid. Look, here's me opening the window because I'm a moron. The crowd, Madison Square Garden, they're always going to be loud, they're always going to be vocal, they're always going to be brilliant, to be honest, aren't they? They're one of my favourite crowds. There's some good spots in this. This match was alright, but my God, Jeff Hardy just looked awful out there. I mean, really properly shit. So next, at the World, Stacy Keibler says that Test loves testicles, and then Saliva played a song that I don't know because I don't give a shit. Next up, Billy Kidman defeating Jamie Noble in an OK match to win the Cruiserweight Championship. While this match isn't bad, features some really nice spots. There's an X Factor off the top by Kidman and a Tiger Bomb that gets a great 2 count for Noble. There's one moment that bothers me in this match so much. If you've seen this match, you'll know, I'm sure, what's coming right now. And that is Do you know the DDT that Orton does? You know, the hanging DDT off the ropes. Jamie Noble does a version of that, but in the corner, and it's so devastating. The pop from the crowd is massive. It's a "Oi!" sort of move. Yeah, when he hits it, 1, 2, Kidman kicks out and completely no-sells it. I mean, completely. There's no... You hear that? Every bit, without fail. Welcome to Stoke City Centre, people, where there's always a police car going past. Can't you tell? I love living here. Anyway, yeah, completely sold it. This is one of the most devastating looking DDTs I've ever seen in my life. And it just, he gets up and wins the match, basically. Let's have a look. He basically kicks out of it and goes up top and does a shooting star press for the win. It would be wrong of me to not mention Taz's insane comment of Jamie Noble has something up his sleeves, but he has no shirt on, so he has no sleeves. Like, fuck off, Taz. The thing about this match that bothers me is that it was actually a good match. It's a 2.5-star match, happily. Psychology-wise, it's brilliant from Noble working over the back. His finishing was a tiger bomb, so yeah, no problem with that whatsoever. But that no selling of that DDT bothered me so much. Probably knocked at least half a star off my enjoyment factor. In the back, it's so bad. Just looking at it there, I've written completely no sells it in capital to remind myself. Not that I could ever forget. It's such a devastating DDT. It really does look so good. Go back and watch that match if you want, and you'll see what I mean. In the back, Benoit and Angle hug. I'm not going to shake your hand. Tag team partners don't shake hands. Tag teams gotta hug, says Angle. Benoit doesn't seem to impress. Next up, Victoria defeated Trish Stratus to win the Women's Championships in an okay hardcore rules match. Said last month, didn't I, that I thought the match at No Mercy between Trish Stratus... I'm going to sneeze, just need to point that out. It's going to be soon, it's coming. But, yeah, I thought the women's match between... Victoria, or it's called Tara then, Victoria and Trish Stratus and No Mercy was their first match. I seem to have it ingrained in my mind that this match was their first meeting. And yeah, I mean, I liked Victoria at this time. I thought her batshit crazy gimmick was fantastic. May have said that last month. If I did, I forgot. I'm sorry. Rest of your hardcore women's match, there's a fair amount of weapon use in this one. There was a broomstick, a trash can, an ironing board. Victoria bled from the nose, and she used a fire extinguisher to the face of Trish, and then a snap suplex to get the win. Fun little match. I mean, it's almost 2 stars. I gave it a star and 3/4. I actually really enjoyed this one. No problem with it at all. In the back, Booker T warms up. Eric Bischoff talks about the Elimination Chamber, saying, I've outdone Stephanie McMahon, and in fact, come to think of it, Eric Bischoff has outdone Eric Bischoff. And as he turns around, Big Slow's there, and he says, you know, you did a stupid thing trading me to SmackDown. Wait, watch tonight as I walk out the new WWE Champion, and you're like, right, whatever. And then, you know, Lesnar's in the back, and Paul Heyman, Brock shows just how awful his acting is. What's up with you? You nervous? The way he says it, I've probably just done it better there. And Heyman cuts this great little promo saying, I am nervous about how you've been coughing up blood, you've got a broken rib, Big Show threw you off the stage, yada, 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 yada. But I tell you this much, tonight, I guarantee my client will leave tonight the WWE Champion. You're like, Of course, you know what's coming, but, you know, as he says it, when you're watching it live, that means nothing. Nope, I think my sneeze has gone. Bear with me a second, let me just make sure it stays down. Right, next up, oh Jesus Christ, the Big Slow defeating Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Championship in, this was never meant to happen. On a house show a couple of weeks before the pay-per-view, they're practicing the match. Show drops Lesnar clumsily, breaks one of his ribs, assessing the title change. That's pretty lame. But what I will say, to their credit, is the build-up for this match, I really enjoyed, believe it or not, because they made Show look like a legitimate contender. He launched Undertaker off the stage on SmackDown, and yeah, basically they made it out that Lesnar couldn't F5 Big Show. He was too strong, he was too big, he was too powerful, he couldn't do it. Even Heyman saying, you can't do this, you can't beat the Big Show. Yeah, they made Big Show look like a monster coming into this one. Really, really quite massively large pop for Lesnar as he comes out, which was, you know, classic New York. Show controls from the start, working the ribs, you see. But then Brock comes back with a horrific looking belly to back suplex. You could say we'll give him props for this one because, yeah, he's got a broken rib. Lifting someone as large as 500 pounds can't be fun if you've got a broken rib. But Show the whole half the thing with someone getting suplex is that you jump with the move, and Show clearly doesn't. He barely leaves his feet. Lesnar hits a German suplex, which looks as a slight improvement on the belly to back, but it still looks crap because Show doesn't jump. Anyway, referee gets bumped 2 minutes into the match. I mean, this is a 5-minute match. The referee gets bumped 2 minutes in. Lesnar then hits a belly-to-belly suplex, which, to its credit, looks fucking brilliant. That is the one that makes the crowd. I mean, all 3 of those suplexes made the crowd pop, but this is the one that makes me go, holy shit. Heyman throws a chair in. Show goes to, goes with a chokeslam. That's countered. Lesnar goes for the F5. That's countered. But then, the F5, we get to see the F5. And let me tell you something. The first time that Lesnar hits that F5 on Big Show, it looks good. It really does look like impressive. It's like, holy fuck. That actually looks really good. A second referee comes sprinting into the ring, shoves Heyman as he goes past, which I'm guessing is sort of, now's your time. 1, 2, Heyman pulls him out of the ring, and you're like, wow. Lesnar realises what's happened. Heyman looks absolutely freaking terrified. Chase each other around the ring. Well, I say chase each other, Lesnar chasing Heyman. It's not like they go around halfway and then, right, we switch around, like Heyman's chasing him, rah! With his ball patch. He runs into the ring, Lesnar does, walks into a chair shot, chokeslam on the chair, and that gets the win at 5 minutes exactly. 5 whole minutes. So let's get this right. Brock Lesnar can beat Hulk Hogan, he can beat The Rock, and he can beat The Undertaker, but he can't beat the Big Slow. Oh, no, God. The match was mercifully short. It did what it needed to do. The crowd were hot for the big spots like the suplexes, but I can't for the life of me think why Big Slow deserved this title. I just can't think of it. Put the belt on anyone else on the roster, and especially when you consider that he dropped the title to Kurt Angle again the next month. So give it to anyone on the roster. Just give him a month-long title reign. It doesn't matter who it is. It's got to be better than Big Slow. Jesus Christ. 1.5 stars I give it, because I'm really nice. And I swear to God, I think one of the 1 star of that 1.5 stars is for the F5. Next. Oh, right. There's only 2 matches left, believe it or not. So we're going to go through these ones, because both of them are 3.5 star matches. We're going to go through these ones. So the Guerreros defeating Angle and Benoit and Rey, Mysterio and Edge in a great Elimination Rules triple threat match to win the WWE Tag Team Champions. Just before we go on, let's say that Rey, Mysterio and Edge won the belts in a superb 2 out of 3 falls match on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it was brilliant. It actually went to a 4 fall. It's superb. Rey's entrance to this one is pretty good because, he does that jumping through the stage, which we've seen loads and loads by now, but he does it on a separate stage because where they come out at Madison Square Garden, there isn't he can't do his springing fall because it comes out of concrete. So there's a separate stage set up and he comes out of there, and that looks really impressive. And of course, the crowd are all really hot. Let me tell you, everything every man does in this match is so crisp and so smooth and so lovely. Rey at one point gets launched onto the top rope. Remember last month I told you they do an alley-up sort of move, and if I remember rightly, and sorry if I'm wrong, but you know what I'm like, Edge alley-ups Rey onto Angle, does a hurricane off the top. That's what happened to No Mercy. Well, this time they tried to do the same sort of thing, but Rey missed the ropes, essentially, landed hard, and then Benoit and Angle just went to work on the injured neck of Rey, because he landed hard on his head. Injured neck, I'm actually cold now, believe it or not. Injured neck of Rey, so Benoit and Angle do what they do and just go straight to work on the injured neck. Absolutely superb, suplex him to death. Angle puts him in a front face lock, absolutely fantastic. Rey hits a leg lariat and a hot house Edge, who cleans house for a while before getting caught in both an ankle lock and a critical crossface. That's got to sting. I'm going to guess that one hurts quite a bit. Yes? No? Yes? Rey breaks in, hits a sweet spinning tope over the top, and then they do a stunning spot. Eddie Guerrero hits a sunset flip on Chris Benoit, while Benoit is holding on to Edge. So he hits a German suplex in one fluid motion, and it just looks so good. And you're like, ooh, it's a proper mark-out moment, Germans for Edge. Benoit goes up top, but Eddie sneaks in a frog splash, angle slam, and the ankle lock for Eddie, and a crossface for Edge, which is broken by Chavo with a title belt. This is brilliant. He then tosses the title belt to Angle. Benoit gets up, like, what the fuck, looking around, what the fuck. What do they see? Angle's got the championship belt, so they start arguing, which is just absolutely superb. They argue until Ray hits them both with a dropkick. He does a baseball slide into a Hurricane Rana on the outside onto Chavo, which is awesome, and a spear to Benoit eliminates him at approximately 13 minutes. Fantastic. Benoit and Angle are not happy about this. They start to argue, and then they have a suplex competition. Who can do the better suplex? So all 4 of the remaining men get the shit kicked out of them, including Angle's slam from Rey Mysterio, if I remember rightly. Fantastic. I really fucking love that. And then this is weird, because the match... Sorry, my lungs are full of shit today. They really are. The match sort of... I don't know, the crowd boo when Angle and Benoit are eliminated, and they don't seem to be as into the match for the rest of the match, which is a bit strange, isn't it? But yeah, Edge plays face in peril for a while, including taking a fucking bloody crowd destroying sleeper. That probably didn't help with the crowd reaction, did it? You know, yes, the crowd have been hot all night. Angle and Benoit are eliminated. Crowd don't seem happy about this. I know what we need to do to get the crowd back into this match. We need to put on a sleeper right now. Do it now. Do it now. Yeah, he's got him in the sleeper. Yeah, that's got them go. Shit. Guessing the hot tag to Ray. I was going to say something about the sleeper, but I've just said it. It's written on my notes to make sure I didn't forget. Hot tag to Ray. He hits a nice crossbody on Chavo. The tilt backbreaker on Eddie. Ali Rana, gets absolutely no reaction. Still looks amazing though. 619, but when he tries the West Coast pop, Chavo hits him with the belt. Edge, oh, this is so stupid. Like the classic babyface that he is, right? He's in the ring with Eddie, but he doesn't attack Eddie, who's got Rey Mysterio down, yeah? He goes and attacks Chavo on the outside. So fucking stupid. Ray's prone to the lasso from El Paso, one of my absolute favourite submission moves, doesn't get half the recognition that it deserves, and that gets the win. And that's a really good match, really decent length. In the back, right, the only extra I've watched on this DVD while I was watching this again is there's an interview with Eddie and Chavo. And Eddie, I mean, everyone knows Eddie is one of my heroes, and everyone knows Eddie was his worst critic. You know, and he's sat there going, sometimes things don't mesh the way they want to. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with you, man? The match went 20 minutes. This match could have gone double that and probably would have still been just as good. But yeah, you could have got a 5-star match out of this one. Because personally, I think that Angle and Benoit were eliminated too early because the crowd was so into this. But I don't know where Eddie's coming from, because he says, yeah, sometimes things don't go the way they planned. And you're like, what are you on about there? Because he's not talking in character. He's talking with his normal voice. And Chavo sat there with the biggest smile on his face, like, look at this, we won the tag team belts at Madison Square fucking Garden. And Eddie just doesn't seem that impressed, you know? Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this. Decent length, great moves. I mean, there was no psychology, but has there been any psychology in any of the matches that weren't the Cruiserweight match tonight? No. You know? And then, worst part of the show by a long shot, as Chris Nowinski comes out. Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that. Oh, where that came from. That's actually made my eyes water. You see, anyone else to just edit this out. It seems like nowadays, well, not nowadays, but since YouTube came along, the way that blogs are done is jump all over the shop. I can't do it. If I make a mistake, I'll leave it in, bitches. So yeah, Chris Nowinski comes out and he cuts a promo ripping on New York. Yay! Matt Hardy comes out, cuts a promo ripping on New York. Basically, they're losers and they're stupid. You know, this long thing goes on and on and on. We complete with JR saying, where is this going, King? King says, I don't know, but I wish you would hurry up and get there. One of my favourite lines from the King. Oh, yes. So New Yorkers will loop it. They come to a compromise. New Yorkers will loop it. I'm paying for this show, by the way. Cheers for this one, guys. Steiner comes out, completely owns Hardy and Nowinski. He suplexes them to death before knocking Nowinski to the outside, picking Matt Hardy up, press slamming him, and launching him onto Nowinski. That's brilliant. First words in the WWE is give me a fucking mic. That is cut off this. Thank you very much for that one, for WWE. He says, this was for my freaks in New York City. Big pop-up and visual hook-up. Holler if you hear me. And fucks off. And that's that. Guys in the WWE. Hooray! In the back, HBK talks to Lillian, but is interrupted by an RNN update from Randy Orton, which I'd actually forgotten happened. I completely forgot about those. And looking back on them, they're so clever. They're such a good way of... Because when Randy Orton was injured, he he was a babyface. He was a boring, bland, Rock Mark II babyface. And this was a great way of making you hate him, completely hate him. So, our main event. Look, the vid isn't that long, is it? It could be a lot longer. Well, we've got a 40-minute match to talk about first, haven't we? I'm going to keep you for a few more minutes, people. Shawn Michaels defeating Triple H, Chris Jericho, Kane, Booker T, and Rob Van Dam in a pretty damn good Elimination Chamber match to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Bischoff comes out first. He explains the rules, which is lovely. Naturally, the entrances, because the 6 men take fucking ages, especially Jericho's, because Saliva, who are at the World, which is plain strange, they play him live to the ring. So they're live, but they're not live because they're somewhere else, but they're live. And, it works. Booker T looks very, very nervous, especially as he's coming down the entranceway, and I like that. I think all the babyfaces should look. In fact, all 6 of them should look nervous as they're coming into this one. Really do. Also, have to point out, I'm not sure how I feel about this following a Hell in a Cell match a month before, and of course, don't forget that next month, Armageddon, we've got a 2 out of, it's a 3 stages of Hell match, isn't it? So, 3 gimmick matches. And then, of course, you could include the Royal Rumble with that as well. So we've got 4 gimmick matches headlining pay-per-views on the bounce. It's just one of those things. It's one of those. Now in this current day and age where we have gimmick pay-per-views, I suppose it's not that bad. But it's one of those things. Also, one last thing before we get on with this match: Shawn Michaels, you should be taken out back and shot for what you're wearing in this match. Brown pants and a really weird haircut don't look good. They don't look good. Anyway, this one's going to take a while. Rob Van Dam and Triple H start out, quickly head outside, where Van Dam basically just launches Hunter into the cage like 4, 5, 6 times. Naturally, that draws blood, as it should in this sort of thing. His head is being rammed into chains. That should be in blood. 3 minutes in, maybe a bit of a push, but hey, whatever. RVD continues the assault, climbs up on top of Jericho's chamber, but naturally, I don't have to explain what the Elimination Chamber match is, do I? You know what an Elimination Chamber match is. So Jericho's in one of the pods, obviously. Rob Van Dam gets up on top, and you're just like, oh, come on, if you're going to do this from anywhere, why would you do it on one of the heels? Jericho grabs hold of Van Dam's foot, obviously. But RVD gets free. Triple H is still on the outside. RVD hits a somersault off. He eventually climbs on the top rope. Does a somersault that completely misses and looks horrible, but whatever. Jericho is entry number 3. He hits a leg lariat. Comes in and gets owned straight away. Leg lariat and a moonsault for 2. In a great looking spot, Jericho goes to the outside. RVD springs off the top rope, lands into the chains like Superman. He then, Spider-Man, which both JR and King say. Why did I say Superman? Is it because I'm a fucking moron? Probably, yeah. Springboard crossbody off the chains onto Jericho. Looks so good. It really does look good. Jericho gets a back suplex for 1 as he and Triple H double team RVD, including whipping him repeatedly into the cage. Oh, excuse me. A nice DDT by Triple H, and Booker T is number 4. He, unlike Jericho, cleans house. Happy days. Booker and Van Dam go at it for a bit until Booker hits an axe kick on Triple H. He doesn't cover though as Jericho drop kicks him. RVD goes up top, and then he gets onto one of the pods, and in a spot that I'm sure on paper sounded so good, so awesome. Hey, how about I do my frog splash off the top of the pod? And you're watching him climbing up, and of course you know what's going to happen because you've seen it before, but you're watching it going, I know what's wrong here. Triple H is way, way too close. Triple H needs to be a lot further away from the top. So basically, Van Dam just can't do a standard frog splash. It's like he launches himself, he goes to hook himself up, and then realises this is not going to happen. So basically tries to protect himself and Triple H as he's coming down. Problem with that is his left knee strikes Triple H right there, almost crushing his windpipe. And now, I've got to give Triple H credit for this one. He does finish the match, but I genuinely feel if he was legitimately injured, and of course I'm not saying he wasn't, but if he was, he should have been pinned. Because if Shawn Michaels is set to win the match, which of course is the booking decision from the start, does it matter if Triple H is in there and gets the guaranteed reaction? Because think about it, if Triple H is eliminated here before anyone's been eliminated, if he's eliminated first, we guarantee we're going to get a new champion. Happy fucking days. Anyway, the referee throws up the X, and basically Booker and RVD have to improvise, I guess. He hits a missile dropkick on Booker T, hits a missile dropkick on Rob Van Dam, gets the 3 count off it. So, you started watching this going, yep, That wasn't meant to happen. That was an improvised spot. 13 minutes and 39 seconds in. Booker gets a nice spinebuster on Jericho, and Kane is out next. And naturally, he cleans house, tosses Jericho through one of the bulletproof cells, the pods, whatever they're called, that's got bulletproof glass on, straight through it, bulletproof my ass. Kane and Booker go at it for a few minutes until Jericho low blows Booker, who then eats a chokeslam from Kane and a lion salt from Jericho to pin him. That's 17 minutes and 40 seconds. Kane and Jericho at it while Kane and Jericho go at it while Triple H lies around and bleeds. Shawn Michaels is the last one in. Obviously, he cleans house. He hits Kane, chokeslams everyone, but then, out of nowhere, it's a switch in music, then a pedigree, and final lion salt to eliminate him at 22 minutes and 52 seconds. Kane was not in this match for a long time. Oh no. And that leaves 3. Jericho and Triple H beat on Shawn, busting him open with the cage. Again, you see, if you're going to whack someone into a cage, they're going to get busted open. This is one of my big problems with the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view these days. I'm not bloodthirsty. I understand the PG concept. I understand why there isn't blood. But if they're not going to use the blood, why have cage matches? You can't whack someone's face into a cage and then not bleed. It's something we've been conditioned to for such a long time. This isn't an Attitude Era thing. This is long before that. In the 80s, we got blood from cages. If people ask me what's your favourite gimmick match, I don't really have one anymore. But back in the day, it used to be a cage match. Oh, so much. I mean, that's why, remember when was it? Recently, the Future Shock did the International Super Show. They did a cage match. Well, the reason why I felt that match let me down so much was because it didn't have any blood. It's like, come on, there's got to be blood in the match like that. But no, there just isn't anymore. We never, ever see it. So, right, we've got Jericho and Shawn Michaels. Sorry, we've got Jericho and Triple H beating on Shawn Michaels. Where are we? Busted open with the cage. That's right. Shawn Michaels manages to fight out, goes for a pile driver on the outside, but gets back dropped out of it. That's got his thing. He hits a forearm on Triple H, but takes a lion salt for 2. Shawn hits a moonsault press for 2, followed by Boston Crab, but Triple H DDTs him out of it, and gets 2. All 3 men are just on the floor, bleeding a lot, which is good. Jericho helpfully tells Triple H, we need to pin his ass. Brilliant. I love it. I love any ass reference, but that's a great one. Just his ass. We can leave his legs, torso, his arms, his head, just somewhere else, but we need to pin that ass. I don't know how you pin an ass to the mat when an ass hasn't got shoulders, is a thought that I've just had. That's a weird thing to think of, isn't it? Because you're just thinking in your mind's eye, you're like, yep, there's an ass in the ring. And of course, it wouldn't be like, would it be cheeks down? So would it just be flat? Because of course, you're not going to see the front of that. Shut up, Mark, you're talking crap. So, they then fight. Pedigree is counted into the walls, which is broken with a sweet chin music to eliminate Jericho at 30 minutes and 44 seconds. So it's just Triple H and the injured Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Here we go. Spinebuster by Triple H. Oh my God, what have I just done here? I'm sorry. I've just written Spinebuster. What the fuck is wrong with me? Viewers, subscribers, I'm deeply, deeply sorry. To make up for it, here we go. Let's try again. We'll do a bit of a rewind. So it's just Triple H. It's Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels comes charging in and gets eaten with this crud-ripping Spinebuster of Doom! It only gets 2, though. Outside, he wants the pedigree. It's counted, and HBK wants one of his own. He wants pedigree, but that's counted into a slingshot. Shawn Michaels goes through the bulletproof glass. Oh, again. It's so bulletproof that 2 people can go through it. They slug it out. Triple H hitting the facebuster. They go outside again, and they do the exact same spot with the pedigree train that is counted. This time, it's counted into another slingshot, but instead the slingshot goes into the chains instead of one of the bulletproof pods. Fuck me. Shawn Michaels hits an elbow off the top of the cell. On top of one of the pods. They're cells, they're cages, whatever they are. He hits an elbow off one of those. That looks pretty. He tunes up the bands, but you can quite clearly see him tell Earl Hebner to tell Triple H, kick out of this first one. And what do you know? Block this first one. He said, block the first one. Shawn Michaels goes to featuring music, and what do you know? Triple H blocks it. Woohoo! Brilliant. Pedigree. 1, 2. Kicks out. Wants another pedigree. Shawn counters out of it, bam, hits the super kick, 1, 2, 3. Do you believe in miracles? Says Jim Ross as confetti flings down and Shawn sat there in those awful tights. And we've got a new World Heavyweight Champion. In my opinion, this match is 10 minutes too long. It's 39 minutes. Now, bear in mind how quickly some of the eliminations happen, like Kane's. They could have taken 10 minutes off this match quite comfortably, had a 20-minute match, a 29-minute match. 30 minutes is long enough, don't you think? 39 was a bit too much. As I said before, I think if Triple H was legitimately injured, I'm sure he wants to be the big tough man. I've got to finish the match. Just be penned. It wouldn't make that much of a difference in this match. And the thing is, I enjoyed it. I have good memories of it. I bought the DVD for goodness sake because I thought the show was so good. So that should tell you everything you need to know. But let me just say this: one of my biggest gripes about this show is there's 5 title matches on it, and all 5 title change hands, and I think that is way too much. If you have every title match. If the title changes in every one, the significance of the title change is watered down so much to the point where when Shawn Michaels won the belt, you're like, well, of course he won the belt. You came into the match, well, someone's winning the belt. You didn't think Shawn Michaels because of the 6 men, but you thought, the title's changing. If every other title's changed hands, then surely it's changing in this one. That bothers me. What also bothers me is Shawn Michaels winning the belt in the first place, because he was meant to be all broken down. You can say, it's all good to say with hindsight that, he went on to have a career that lasted another 5 years or however long it was. But, no, 6 years, wasn't it? Something like that. Oh, fuck, it doesn't matter. But at this time, this was only his 2nd match back, and he was still playing that he was a broken man, a broken back, yada, yada, yada. So it's a bit stupid. And then, of course, as I said before, Big Slow winning the championship as well. Booking decisions that just don't make sense. There was only the one bad match, though. There was only that one bad match. So, I'm still torn as to what to give this. So I'm ranging between 6.5 and 7.5. So I'm going to go with a solid 7 out of 10. It's a thumbs up recommendation though. If you want to watch a good show that just, that if you can, most people don't give a fuck about psychology and won't care in the slightest about the title changes. So we'll probably rate this one higher. Wouldn't be surprised if people rated this one 8 or even 9 out of 10. And if you rated this show 8 out of 10, I wouldn't have any objections at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of Survivor Series 2002? Let me know below. Follow me on Twitter. I say boring stuff about nothing, so it's all good. Doesn't everyone do that on Twitter? Yay! Next time out, Armageddon 2002 is a show. That is an episode of 10 years ago. Sorry, I'm a moron. I really need to go back. What time are we on? It's 11:15. I'm going to go back to bed, I think, when this is uploaded. That's an episode of 10 years ago you are not going to want to miss. Do you know why? Because Armageddon wasn't shown over here on TV. So I've never seen the show. I've literally, to this day, 10 years later, never seen it. So it could be, if it's good, I'm going to be fucking glowing about it. And if it's bad, I'm going to rip it a new one. Hooray! Isn't that always a good thing? Thank you very much for watching this long. It's always a long vid when I do a vid, isn't it? I've been Mark P. Please subscribe. I'll see you very soon. Take it easy, guys.